Long way, and we just gotta finish out the season strong and just prepare for playoffs. So, we're very confident of getting to the championship, but we just gotta take things one game at a time.
Welcome to Double Coverage, where athletes reach a level of understanding that can't be accessed by reporters. I'm your host and football player here at LIU, Donovan Gibbs, and for today, I have a special guest, two-time NEC Player of the Week, and one of the rising stars on the LIU men's basketball team, number 0, Malachi Davis.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
It's exciting that we can finally get to talk, and just overall, welcome back. I know you did a 2-game road stand. Could you tell me a little bit about how that experience of playing on the road has been so far this year?
It's been tough. Not every road game coach tells us it's not going to be easy, and we just got to stay locked in for 40 minutes and just pure mental toughness and grit.
Before we talk a little bit more about the basketball aspect of things, I want to learn a little bit more about Malachi Davis, the person. And I know that you grew up in Toronto, and I just wanted to know about, just on a basketball level, how was that experience growing up, and how did you fall in love with the game?
Well, I started playing basketball at a young age. I was about 6 years old, and it's just been nothing but hoops. Going to school, playing with my teams 3 days a week, and just repeating that cycle for about 15 years now. And I'm proud of where I ended up.
Who would you say has been your biggest support or inspiration so far throughout your basketball journey?
I would say God. I'm a man of faith. He's been with me every step of my journey, and I'm grateful for how far I've come and the talents that He's given me. And also my grandma. She's done a lot for me. She's actually the one who helped me get into basketball when I was at a young age. So come a long way. So
how did she get you interested?
So there was just one day we was hooping in the backyard, and I guess she got a mail package of this team back in Toronto called Scarborough Blues, and there was tryouts, and she said I used to play basketball like I said in the backyard, so she would just tell me, "Oh, do you want to try out?" And I said yeah, and then that's how I ended up falling in love for the game.
Playing this game and being able to make it as far as you has there been a chance where your family has got to seen you play so far here at LIU?
Yeah, my family came the weekend we played St. Francis and Mercyhurst. It was a good feeling, man. I had a good game, both of those games. We went out to eat after, and yeah, it was pretty fun.
How would you describe the basketball scene in Toronto? Because a lot of people, when they hear about Canada, basketball isn't the primary sport that comes to a lot of minds.
In Toronto, it's competitive. It's kill or be killed, and growing up, I just learned that and figured it out, and I just kept constant, grinding, getting extra reps up, and just killing my competition.
You also have 2 fellow teammates as well from Canada, with freshman Sharock Lasu being from Winnipeg and senior Jamal Fuller being from Toronto as well. How would you describe your bond with those 2 players, and has your connection with them made your time playing here at LIU more enjoyable?
Oh man, those are my dogs. Just coming from the same area, we have that Canadian connection, as people will call it. And yeah, it's comforting for me, just having teammates that are from where I'm from.
Ever a situation where you played against any of your Canadian teammates before in high school?
Yeah, we went to high school together. We played at Central Tech Prep for 2 years. The first year we didn't do so well, but the second year we had a good record, made it to the semifinals. So it's been good, and the chemistry, is there.
How does it feel knowing that when you signed here, you were able to run it back with one of your high school teammates?
When I found out he was coming here, I was excited. I was ready to work, and just, yeah, like you said, just ready to run it back and, make history this time.
I've heard that your favorite players are Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. What about their play style fascinates you?
Just their ability to create plays and just, make things happen.
What pieces of their game do you try to work on to integrate into yours?
I've been watching a lot of basketball. Like I said, I play basketball at a young age, so just seeing different aspects of different players and how they are able to make plays. I try and just implement that into my game.
Because like I already see how you be moving in transition. That definitely comes from just watching a lot of Kyrie Irving's film, because I know that that's one of his primary attributes, is just being able to be dangerous in transition offensively. And I can just see the mid-range work and just the three-point shooting work that you put in so far this season. The thing about your game that not only I, but the rest of the people here that watch LIU basketball has seen is that you're a high flyer. What goes into your mind when you go up in the air?
I'm sure I got to dunk the ball.
Do you have any favorite dunkers or any players that you see dunk in the NBA that gives you an idea of like, man, I want to try that?
John Morant. He be doing some crazy stuff, 360s, windmills, yeah.
John Morant's one of my favorite dunkers right now.
Yeah.
I heard that he's going to be in the dunk contest next year.
Next year, yeah.
You have any thoughts about that dunk contest? Because like I know you could have won. I'm not gonna lie.
Huh?
You could have won.
No.
You won.
That's not me.
You don't see yourself pulling a Mac McClung and dunking over Rico?
No.
Who do you think went to the dunk contest, McClung or John Morant?
I'll go with Ja.
Yeah.
I'll go with Ja.
Do you have any favorite moments of Katie or Kyrie that you've watched?
I would say 2016 Cavs. That big shot he hit on
The Game 7 shot?
That shot was tough.
I would say personally for me, I was lucky enough to witness Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Semis between the Nets and the Bucks when Kevin Durant dropped 49 points in that game to victory, and just seeing how he played coming off of an Achilles tear at that type of level in his first year back, with the rest of his team being hurt in that series, and just being able to claw out a win and go up 3-2 was just a magnificent sight to see. And one of the two things those two are big on is preparation. As a football player, we have a week to prepare for our opponents, while for basketball, you're playing 2 times, maybe 3 times a week. So I wanted to know what goes into your preparation so you can be at your best while playing multiple opponents.
Just having a routine. Like I said, balance is important. I have practice, I have class, so just keeping up with the routine that I have.
And seeing how you won NEC Player of the Week, and first off, congrats on that accolade, and currently second in scoring in the conference, with basketball being one of the biggest sports here on the Brooklyn campus as compared to what it is on the Pulse campus with football. How do you handle the popularity and pressure that comes with being a basketball player here at LIU?
I would say balance, just being able to balance schoolwork, basketball, taking care of my body, and just going with the flow, really.
Before you played at the Division I level, you spent some time playing Juco at Tallahassee Community College, where you averaged 17 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, while shooting 50% from the field and 34% from 3. How would you describe your experience playing at Tallahassee?
It was fun, man. Shout out to Tallahassee. Every game was hard earned. Coach was big on just playing for 40 minutes and playing as a team. And, I'm proud of the journey that we've made it to.
Can you describe the mindset that you have to play at the Juco level?
You got to be a dog, you got to get after it. Nothing's given, you got to earn yours, and, just take it day by day.
What's one of the biggest lessons that you took from your time in Juco?
Having better time management. Yeah, just time management.
That time that you spent in the portal before you were able to sign here at LIU, what was going through your mind at that time?
Just figuring out what the next step was for me and what the best situation was, and just whichever school I ended up at, I had to be better than I was last year, because that's what it's all about. Just getting 1% better every day.
Do you feel like you've grown a lot just as a player from last year into this year?
100%. Like I said before, just transitioning from Juco to D1, it was an adjustment for me, and I figured it out, and I'm still figuring it out along the way, and just one day at a time.
Seeing that after your time at Tallahassee, you did a year at Arizona State, and then you went to the portal, what drew you into signing with LIU?
Rod Strickland, he's a New York legend, and just simply the opportunity that was there for me,
Could you tell us a little bit more about your time playing with Coach Strickland and playing with his son Terrell so far this season?
It's been great, man. Those are two great guys. With Coach, some advice I got to him was just playing at your own pace and decision making.
Seeing how Coach Strickland has that experience playing at the NBA level, and most likely that's something that you would try to making to that next step in your career. Does playing for him and listening to what he says somewhat resonates with you more, knowing that he's been to where you want to achieve?
Of course, 100%. He's seen it all, done it all, and I just try to take every lecture, every lesson that he gives us, and implement it into my game.
So far this season, Malachi, you have been no other words than just an amazing scorer, averaging 17 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, while shooting 40% from the field. But when you play games either on ESPN or broadcasted on ESPN+, you're averaging 18 points, 1 steal, 2 rebounds, 2 assists on 43% shooting, which shows that your points per game is going up. You're shooting more efficient from the field, including a 31-point performance in your win against University of Charlotte. What is it about playing on a big broadcast against bigger basketball programs that leads you to elevating your game?
It means everything. When the cameras are on, it's showtime. You got to be able to build your brand and showcase what you could do. So I use that as just motivation and, just to perform.
In your words, how would you describe the brand of Malachi Davis?
I'm a dog.
Seeing how you're also being able to put up this amount of points per game while also being a pest on the defensive end as well, averaging a steal. Could you tell us a little bit about just the mindset that you have, knowing to be able to just give it all you got on both ends of the floor without any sort of just tired? Because you don't even look tired when you're doing this. It looks like you're not even breaking a sweat.
I don't know about all that. Just conditioning, really. We do a lot of 17s, upbacks, and I feel like that's helped me. That's helped my conditioning a lot, playing on both sides of the floor, and just playing for 40 minutes, really.
How does the style or speed of NEC basketball play differ from playing in the Pac-12?
I don't really see a difference. At the end of the day, it's basketball. You got to score the ball, you got to defend, and yeah.
Do you feel like you have a bigger target on your back by opposing teams, knowing that you were able to play at a bigger level in Division I?
Well, every day I come into the mindset of, we got to dominate. So, I just, stay locked in, make sure my teammates are ready to go.
So far this season, it has been anything but ordinary for this LIU team. There was a moment in time where this team was 3-11, but since the beginning of the new year, you started off conference play hot with a 6-4 start. Best conference start for LIU since 2011-2012. Could you explain what happened during that period of time between the December 21st Lehigh game and the January 3rd Lemoyne game that would just flip the switch for this team?
Well, man, it was the last game of the season, and we was up the whole game, and we actually, we just gave it away, and over the break, we just, me personally, I was just tired of losing, and I'm pretty sure my teammates was as well. So coming back into the new year, we just used all of those non-conference games as preparation for conference, and we're doing so good so far. So I'm good. I'm proud of that.
LIU has been in a lot of close games so far this year, and I just want to know what goes into what goes through your mind when you're playing these close games and it's going down to like the last 2 minutes of the game.
Every possession matters, and we try to get the best shot as possible, whether it's me or Terrell or Jamal Fuller. We just try to get the best shot possible and defend.
before this current 4-game win streak, there was a brief of time where it was just 4 straight losses, just including a devastating loss against CCSU here at home. What happened in the locker room that was able to just rally the troops and be able to finish off this regular season strong?
Well, when we started off with a 6-game winning streak, you know, we started getting lackadaisical. We got comfortable, and as a result of that, you know, we had a 4-game losing streak. So, you know, we just had to get it together, figure it out, figure what we need to do on the court, and, you know, just keep winning games.
What has it been like in the locker room during this recent stretch of success during this conference play?
It's been good. You know, everyone's smiling. We're having fun. We love what we do, and, you know, we just got to keep going because the season's not finished.
Congrats on also clinching the 2nd seed in the NEC conference. Has the belief of this could be the year grown more and more in this locker room as the season is coming to a close?
Yeah, we've come a long way, and, you know, we just gotta finish out the season strong and just prepare for playoffs. So, you know, we're very confident of you know, getting to the championship, but we just gotta take things one game at a time.
What do you think LIU has to do in order to win the NEC tournament and get into the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2018?
Like I said before, just staying locked in for 40 minutes. We try to have an identity of defense. So, you know, just staying locked in, following the scout, and if we do all of those things, we should come out on top.
Do you feel like it went as a blur? Because I know when I play during the season, it starts from just August in camp, and then in a blink of an eye is the last game of the year in November. Do you feel like it feels the same way in basketball?
Yeah, I mean, you know, time flies. Just like before I knew it, like it was summertime. You know, we was summer training, and now we're, you know, 2 games away from playoffs. So yeah. It's a quick journey.
I wanted to know, do you feel like that hard work that you put in during the summer is starting to pay off as you progress so far this season? Do you feel like certain aspects of training are just you starting to figure out why you were doing that during the summer?
100%. You know, I feel like my legs have gotten stronger. I've gotten stronger, and yeah, just sticking to the routine and you know, just getting after it every day.
Could you tell us a little bit about what pre-game songs you like to listen to before you go out there? Any sorts of artists that you like to listen to before you go out to hoop?
I listen to some Sav, this artist back in Toronto. I like G Herbo, Gunna. Yeah, it all depends on how I'm feeling. Really.
What is going through your mind knowing that there's only 2 games left and that you got the tournament coming and a potential trip to the NCAA tournament if you are able to win out in this tournament?
We're right there, man. We're right there.
All of this, especially in your first year here.
You know, we're almost at the finish line. Obviously, we're not there yet. Job ain't finished, and we have 2 more games to go to close out the season. And then, you know, we just gotta be better than the game before mentally, and just, you know, come out with the victory each game.
Malachi, it was a pleasure to finally be able to sit down and chat with you. This has been Double Coverage. I'm your host, Donovan Gibbs. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy.